What is up, guys? EJ here, back with another video, and today it's going to be my DVD collection for 2012, and on to the exploitation section. So let's get started. So up first we have 99 Women from 1969, great women in prison film. Next we have Anita, the shocking account of a young nymphomaniac with Christina Lindbergh and a very young Stellan Skarsgård from like 1973, I believe. Next we have Baise-moi, or it's known as Rape Me or Fuck Me, French film with Karen Bach, formerly Lancôme, and Rafaela Anderson. Sort of a crime movie with explicit sex scenes. Came out in 2000. It's not great, but I enjoyed it. Next we have Bear Behind Bars from 1980 from Blue Underground. I actually have not watched this yet, so definitely looking forward to checking that one out. Next we have Behind Convent Walls from 1978. Watched this a few weeks ago. Really enjoyed it. There's some messed up scenes in this film, but I liked it. Next we have Russ Meyer's Beneath the Valley of the Ultra Vixens from 1979. Fun films, the Russ Meyer movies. I got a whole bunch a few months ago. Next we have Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, also a Russ Meyer film from 1971. The script, of course, was written by Roger Ebert, famously. Fun movie, one of his best. Next we have Bitch Slap from 2009. Not a great film, but I liked it. The chicks in it are hot and they kick major ass, mostly each other. I really liked Julia Voth, Erin Cummins, and America Olivo. Cool movie. Next we have Black Caesar, blaxploitation classic from 1973 with Fred Williamson. Next we have Blitzkrieg, Escape from Stalag 69. Not a great Nazi exploitation film from, it's actually pretty new, from like 2008. It's really like amateurish looking, but it's got some good gore and some good nudity. But it's like 2.5 hours long. It's like way too long. But I sort of enjoyed it. Next, of course, we have Caligula, the 3-disc Imperial Edition, Tinto Brass's controversial film from 1979 with Peter O'Toole and Helen Mirren and a cast of famous people like Malcolm McDowell and John Gielgud. Caligula is kind of ridiculous, but I really love the ending, and yeah, Caligula is just crazy. Okay, next we have Cannibal Holocaust from 1980. The only like cannibal movie I have in my collection so far, but I really like this. I really like the soundtrack by Riz Ortolani. Yeah, I enjoyed this film. Okay. Next we have Cherry, Harry, and Raquel, another film by Russ Meyer from 1970. I gotta be careful, I don't think I can show the back of many of these. Next we have Coffee, probably my favorite blaxploitation film with Pam Grier from 1973. Absolutely love that film. Next we have Death Race 2000 with David Carradine from 1975, Roger Corman production. I also need to pick up the remake Death Race with Jason Statham. Next we have The Devil's Rejects from 2005. Definitely probably my favorite Rob Zombie film. I was not a huge fan of House of a Thousand Corpses, but I really liked this film. I thought William Forsythe really took it over the edge. Great movie. Next we have Elsa, Fraulein SS. One of my favorite Nazi exploitation films from like 1977, I believe. Next we have Exposed with Christina Lindbergh, another one of these trashy films she made in the early 70s, 1971. Next we have Faster, Pussycat, Kill Kill, of course, Russ Meyer's classic from 1965. This is probably my favorite Russ Meyer film and one of my favorite exploitation movies. Next we have Flavia the Heretic from 1974, really good non-exploitation film, the uncensored international version. Next we have Foxy Brown, another Pam Grier classic, this time from 1974. I don't like this as much as Coffee, but it's pretty close. Next we have Frauleins in Uniform from 1973. This is one of my favorite Nazi exploitation films. Yeah, I really like this movie. Next we have the Gestapo's Last Orgy from 1977, I believe. This is a pretty crazy film, but it's got a really good ending. Next we have Grindhouse from 2007, the Blu-ray edition, which has the whole sort of 4-hour extravaganza with the trailers in between. The only exception I've made so far on Blu-ray for movies that came out before 2010, because I wanted to get a version that featured the film as I saw it in the theater. And I also have Grindhouse Presents Planet Terror from Robert Rodriguez. My favorite of the two films, and of course Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof. Still good, but I really thought Planet Terror was a blast. Okay, next we have some Grindhouse Presents, like double and triple features. Naughty Nurses of the 1970s. I definitely know I can't show the back of these, so moving on. These are all from After Hours Cinema. Pro Ball Cheerleaders, Grindhouse triple feature. The first movie on this one is really good. Next we have Sex Education, double feature, Sex Freaks plus Experiments in Love. Grindhouse triple feature, Sex Mad Family. I haven't actually watched these, maybe the first one. Next we have another double feature, Slutty Stewardesses, In-Flight Service, and Come With Me My Love. And finally we have the Grindhouse Virgin triple feature. Yeah, these are all from After Hours. Why haven't I taken the security tape off all the way? Well, I'll do that later. Gotta move up. Alright. So up here we have Gutter Balls from 2008, Ryan Nicholson film. I actually haven't watched this yet. I'm really looking forward to checking it out though. Next we have the Hard Bodies collection with Hard Bodies and Hard Bodies 2 from the mid-80s. The first one's really good. The second one was just ridiculous and very bad. Next we have Hell Train, good Nazi exploitation from 1976 or 77. All these Italian ones all came out in the same couple years. Next we have another thing from After Hours Cinema that I picked up with Hitler's Harlot collection. Yeah, I probably shouldn't show the back. Next we have Hobo with a Shotgun on Blu-ray from last year. Really great movie. Rutger Hauer was awesome, and the action violence was pretty crazy and over the top, but I really liked it, and I really liked the music too. Next we have I Spit on Your Grave, the 1978 original. Pretty tame by today's standards, and those standards being set by films like the remake, I Spit on Your Grave, that I have on Blu-ray from 2010. I really like this. I thought it was a very good remake. Next we have Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS from 1974. The only Ilsa film I have, but I absolutely love this movie. It's my favorite Nazi exploitation film. Just a great movie overall. Great nudity, great gore, just great action. Really loved it. Next we have Irreversible from 2002, Gaspar Noé film with Monica Bellucci and Vincent Cassel. This film really disturbed me when I first saw it. I actually sort of hated it at first, but Monica Bellucci is beautiful, and the rape scene and that scene in the club where the guy gets his head bashed in, oh man, it's tough to watch. Okay, next we have a Roger Corman double feature. Jackson County Jail, which I have not seen, and Caged Heat, which I have seen, from 1974, a great woman in prison film. I watched that like a few months ago. Next we have Killer Nun with Anita Ekberg from 1978. Really good Nazi exploitation film. I love Anita Ekberg. Next we have The Last House on the Left, the original Wes Craven film from 1972. Really good. And I didn't like the remake as much, but I still have it. The Last House on the Left from 2009. I just felt really bad for the girl who was in Superbad. Forgot her name, but she was the love interest of Michael Cera in Superbad. Okay, moving on to another Russ Meyer film. This is one of his early films from 1964, I believe. Lorna. It's in black and white. Really good though. Next we have Machete from 2011, or 2010, sorry. I really like this Robert Rodriguez film, of course, that was a trailer on Grindhouse, and Danny Trejo kicking major ass. Great cast: Steven Seagal, Michelle Rodriguez, Robert De Niro, Jessica Alba, Lindsay Lohan even. I enjoyed that scene very much. Next we have The Machine Girl from 2008, fun Tokyo shock type picture. Really crazy blood, crazy violence, and a lot of fun. Next we have Made in Sweden, another film from with Christina Lindberg, sort of a sexploitation film from 1971. Next we have Malabimba, the malicious horror from 1979, the X-rated version. Really good actually. I watched this a couple weeks ago. Yeah, very sexy and beautiful looking movie. Really enjoyed that one. Next we have Mudhoney from I believe like 1963 or something like that. Another early Russ Meyer film. Also in black and white. Really good as well. Next we have New Nuns with Big Guns on Blu-ray from 2010. I haven't seen this, but I just had to get it because of the title, and I saw the trailer on one of the other movies I have in this collection. It looks pretty bad, but come on, that title, gotta get it. Okay, next we have a Nunsploitation 4-disc collection. I got this mainly because of Images in a Convent, the Joe D'Amato film from 1979. But it also features the true story of the Nun of Monza from the early 80s and the Nuns of Saint Archangel. I don't know when that came out. But it also has a really good documentary about Joe D'Amato, the erotic films of Joe D'Amato. And I've only watched the documentary so far. I haven't watched any of the 3 movies yet. Okay, next we have the Nurses collection, Roger Corman's cult classics with 4 Nurses films from the early 70s. Candy Stripe Nurses, Night Call Nurses, Private Duty Nurses, and Young Nurses. I've watched all 4, and I'd say Night Call Nurses was my favorite, but they're all pretty much the same thing. Just young nubile chicks working in hospitals and so on. Next we have Red Knights of the Gestapo, completely uncut, and I haven't yet to see it, I think. all these Nazi exploitation films that I watched sort of all at the same time, and I don't think I've seen that one. Next we have Red State on Blu-ray. Really like this film from Kevin Smith that came out last year. Very sort of a new departure for him, but it was really good about these three sort of teenagers who go for a rendezvous with an older woman and then get caught up in some religious cult, and then there's a big standoff. John Goodman leads the sort of the federal agents. Really good. I liked it a lot. Next we have Ceylon Kitty from 1976, filmed by Tinto Brass. Great Nazi exploitation film. Beautiful looking movie. I was most fascinated by the fact that Ken Adam did the production design on this film, and he's most notable for his production design on all the James Bond movies of the 60s and 70s. It has that sort of James Bond look in places, but a beautiful film. Okay, next we have the Schoolgirl report volumes. These are German sexploitation films from the 70s, and there's actually 9 volumes, but I have the first 8. I can see if I can show the back. Not really. So I like the subtitles of these. What Parents Still Think Is Possible. Volume number 2, What Keeps Parents Awake at Night. Volume 3, What Parents Find Unthinkable. So far, number 4 has been my favorite because it features Christina Lindbergh in a very sexy scene. What Drives Parents to Despair. Number 5, we have What All Parents Should Know. And number 6, which is how far I've gotten so far, What Parents Would Gladly Hush Up. So I haven't watched 7 or 8 yet, and I believe there's a 9th one that's being released soon. What the Heart Must Thereby. I don't even know what that means. So that's 7, and then finally 8, What Parents Must Never Know. Yeah, they're all like little vignettes, like 10-15 minute vignettes about all these like young girls and all sexual escapades. They're really fun, all in German. Really cool though. Next we have Sex and Fury, really great movie from 1973 with Rico Ike and Christina Lindbergh. You may be able to tell that I'm a Christina Lindbergh fan. Really sexy, great action, very colorful, really great movie. Next we have Sex Slaves of the SS. Yeah, I probably shouldn't show the back on that one either. Next we have the classic Shaft from 1971. Too bad the snapper case and of course the security tape sort of ripped the top. But of course classic with Richard Roundtree, great soundtrack. I have the remake in my crime section. I don't really consider the Samuel L. Jackson one much of an exploitation film. Next we have Jack Hill's Spider Baby from 1968 with Lon Chaney and Sid Haig. Absolutely love this film. A great black and white exploitation film about a messed up family. Through years of inbreeding, they're all like deformed and really hairy, and it's just a great movie. Next we come to a bunch of Nazi exploitation films. SS Camp, Women's Hell, Sergio Garoni film, I believe from 77. A lot of these films are very similar. Like a couple of these, like the opening scenes are exactly the same, and they use the same footage from some of these films. Another Sergio Garoni film, SS Experiment Love Camp. Next we have SS Girls. This is practically exactly like Elsa Fraulein SS, or what am I thinking of? The other one from 1973, which is like a Swiss version. This one's directed by Bruno Mattei. This one basically copies one of those movies, uses the same footage. It's kind of ridiculous, but there you have it. And next we have SS Hell Camp from 1976, I believe. Okay, next we go on to more Russ Meyer, Super Vixens from 1975, I believe. Really messed up film. And the guy from, I believe he was the bad cop in Rambo: First Blood, is in this. He's in a couple of these Russ Meyer films, actually. Next we have Thriller, A Cool Picture from 1974. Definitely one of my favorite exploitation movies, and my favorite film with Christina Lindbergh. And you got to get the limited edition with the explicit sexual scenes in it. Okay, next we have Tokyo Gore Police from 2008. I really like The Machine Girl, and I heard about this movie, but I have not watched it yet. So it's in that same sort of vein, I hear. So looking forward to watching that. Next we have Up from 1975, I believe. Another Russ Meyer film. Yeah, these Russ Meyer films are great fun. Next we have Vanishing Point from 1971. Awesome film. I also have a replica, die-cast car replica of the Dodge Charger from this movie. Just a great movie. And next we have Vixen, Russ Meyer's film from 1968. Next to Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. This is probably my second favorite Russ Meyer film. Really liked it. The girl in it is just great. Next we have Wide Open, another Christina Lindbergh flick. It has a reversible cover, which I definitely can't show. Yeah, I believe I don't have that one out. It's from 1975, and the trouble with this movie is she's barely in it. It's more about this like kind of ugly looking blonde chick. Kind of weird. Okay, next we have another Roger Corman cult classics triple feature, the Women in Cages collection. All these great women in prison films with Pam Grier, The Big Birdcage, The Big Dollhouse, and Women in Cages. I've only seen the Big Birdcage so far. I haven't seen the other two, but I really like the Big Birdcage. And last but not least, another woman in prison film. We have Bruno Mattei's Women's Prison Massacre from 1983. Also features Caged Women, which I have not seen, but I have seen Women's Prison Massacre. And this movie features Laura Gemser, or Gemser, from the Emmanuel series. So that is my exploitation section. Probably the first time you see me show a lot of these movies. But there you have it. I wanted to do them all, and that's why this video is 23 minutes long. So thank you for watching as always. Next time it will be my family section, I believe, and that will also be one video. So yeah, thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll see ya.